Hey, what is up, viewers? Patrick from Bile vs. Only back with another YouTube video. And this is episode 2 of Family Unity Week of Borrowed Day, and today's verse comes out of Romans 15, verse 5, and it says, "May the God who gives endurance and encouragement give you the same attitude of mind toward each other that Christ Jesus had." And that's what verse means. So this morning, let's get right into it. It's time for the church recap. And we're going to start with last night. And I was watching Glenn talk about the 7 churches. And we're gonna start actually where we're gonna be, where most of the verses are gonna come from is Revelation 2. And we're gonna actually start in verse 7. And these are like the promises of so before I get into anything with these verses, basically these are the awards or not, well, I guess I don't know if awards fits in with that. But whoever basically, to the one who conquers, basically. In verse 7, it says, "Whoever has ears, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who is victorious, I will give the right to eat from the tree of life, which is in the paradise of God." That's the people who are victorious. That's what they're going to get from the church of Ephesus. In Samaria, verse 11, it says, "Whoever has ears, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. The one who is victorious will not be hurt at all by the second death." Pergamum. Now, verse 17. It says, "Whoever has ears, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who is victorious, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will also give that person a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it." And verse 26. This is the church of Thyatira. It says, "To the one who is victorious and does my will to the end, I will give authority over the nations." And then jumping down to verse 28, "I will also give that one the morning star." And basically that's all for the verse portion. Now we go to the book of Galatians. And in Galatians, in chapter 5, yeah, that's right, chapter 5. In Galatians chapter 5, this is where the sermon that Rob preached yesterday comes in. And Galatians 5, starting at verse 1. "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." Now we're going to jump down to verse 5, and it says, For through the Spirit we eagerly await by faith the righteous for which we hope." Once again, jumping down now to verse 16, which says, "So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." Verse 22, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law." In verse 25, it says, "Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit." And Galatians 6, and then the only verse was verse 1. And it says, "Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently, but watch yourselves, or you also may be tempted." And then an extra verse from Galatians 5, verse 16. And that's what I already read. Verse 18, "But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law." Verse 24, "Those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires." Verse 25, "Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit." And that's all for the verse portion. And the verse to leave you with today, Ephesians 5:1 says, "Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children." And that's going to do it for the video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, meet again, viewers. In every way, God's way is always the best way.